A little chillier today in Ohio, but still supposed to be a beautiful sunny day. I think it's a little chillier both here in Ontario, everywhere. A cold front moving through, I guess. I don't know. That's what the meteorologist said. But you know what? A nice day. I had a good sleep, obviously, because Mo Power Baby and What a Mission raced very, very good last night. And I know the other little guy was a little flat, but he's had his moments throughout the year too, and he'll bounce back. But great news this morning was Isa 10 had her baby right on. Her due date was May 25th. She had it right on. A beautiful filly by International Money. So that was good. I'd love to breed her back to International Money, but there are no breedings to be had, is what I'm told. We did have a breeding earlier on in the breeding season, and we locked that up for a Galarium. So we'll see what we can do with Isa 10. She has to be bred soon. They have to get her back quick because obviously she's almost a June foal. Well, yeah, almost a June foal. If we get her in full quickly, might be able to back that up a couple of weeks to mid-May full, but it has to be that first insemination. So I don't know who I'm going to breed her to. I actually just did put a call into a couple of farms for some breedings. My first choice was International Money, and he is taken. So we'll see. We'll see what's left over. There's always a couple kicking around. They're pretty good sires, but I'm looking for that one that really catches my eye. But anyway, we'll do that over the next couple of days. I got to get Muscle Chrome bred this week. Man, did I ever get myself in some hot water yesterday. With everything going on this week, and I meant to. I had spoke to Harry 4 or 5 days ago, and he said, Dreamer was still coughing a bit. He'd get over that virus, and I know how it took our racehorses and our 2-year-olds a couple of weeks to get over it here in Ontario. He said, hey, he's got that gold his next start. And I knew what Harry was fishing for right away. Can I skip the gold because they just went in 53, 52, I think the other one went, didn't it? 53 for sure. In the SBOA, they just, they're rocking pretty good, and have him coming in off the virus. He was ready to start in the SBOA, and I know we had a couple of clients say, he didn't go very fast. I know you guys get enamored with speed. It means nothing. Zero. And if you don't think that Nothing But a Dreamer could trot in 58, or qualify in 58 and then go out and trot in 54, then you're wrong. And that's just the simplest way to put it. I mean, James's horse did, right? He qualified in 57 and then went out and trotted 53, 54. It's not that hard to do for a horse with a lot of talent like Dreamer has. And he get in. He was a little bit sick, and then it was sick for like 3 or 4 or 5 days. And Harry just felt that putting him in there was it could be detrimental to the horse. Maybe that's a strong word, but it would have been a lot to ask of Nothing But a Dreamer. I agree wholeheartedly. I said, yeah, absolutely. Problem I had was that I didn't follow through and give you that info. Now, if you'd asked me, when I saw the first email come in yesterday, hey, what's up with Dreamer? Question mark, 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 question mark. When I saw that come in, my first instinct was, well, you probably should have watched the video I made and where I talked about Nothing But a Dreamer not going to the Ontario Sire Stakes his next start. 9 winners to 3 is going to be tough enough. And quite frankly, to race him, I don't care if they race for $1 million. We're going to be 6th. Who cares? Who gives a shit? He's just not ready to tangle even with James's horse or those horses. Like, that's a deep bunch. And quite frankly, he still has to prove he is a gold horse this year. Just because it looked like he was going to be, he trained down good, he qualified pretty good, does not make you a gold horse. Racing in the golds competitively and doing well, that makes you a gold horse. And even if we were going to say, we'll go to the grassroots, we couldn't. It was Sunday. We weren't going to race him Monday. We certainly weren't going to race him Sunday. And they went in 55 in Flamborough. So it was just circumstances and timing. But as I said to Greg yesterday, one of our clients, there's 10 to 12 stakes left, depending on where we race him. If we just go grassroots, there's a lot less. But if he is, and he does turn out to be as good as we hope he is, there's 10 or even 12 stakes left for him. Not to mention tons of overnight. So not getting his face smashed in an OSS on Monday, yeah, made all the sense in the world. So he's going to school on Friday. And then he'll race next week, and we'll get his season underway. You know, the same old adage goes. You take care of the horse, they'll take care of you. Well, we're trying our best to take care of Nothing But a Dreamer, and get his season, whatever it may be, started off on the right hoof, so to speak. But to be fair to everybody, yes, I dropped the ball, and I truly did think. You'd have put a gun to my head yesterday, I would have told you 100% absolutely there was a video out there with me talking about waiting to Nothing But a Dreamer. And I would have been shot. Because there is not a video out there talking about it. So that's on me. I mean, this time of year, guys, I know, this is the time of year when I start getting emails from people frustrated because maybe their 2-year-olds aren't training the way that we thought they would, the way that they hoped they would. Maybe they haven't turned the corner. They were training down good, but then kind of fizzled out. And people get upset, get frustrated. Ultimately, I try to put myself in everybody's shoes, same as everybody else does in this world, or many people do. I get your frustration, but at the same time, it's not on us. It's not even on the horse sometimes. It's just the way it is. Right? There was a time 2 months ago when the landscape of our 2-year-old division looked dramatically different than it actually looks right now. Dramatically different. And that is horse racing. The things that make us angry, the other side of that coin, are things that make us very, very happy. And, another wonderful morning email conversation with Joel. Somebody I've never met in person, but I've become pretty good friends with. And Joel is the type of person, I'm always trying to straddle the fence, right? Joel's the type of person that doesn't ever want to race the horses over their head. And I get it. I hate it too. When you're talking about stake races, it's not always that easy. And Joel was questioning why Cutie Cumber would go to the New York Sires. And that conversation, I guess my argument is simple. We took Coupe de Ville and Smoking Hot Irish Girl 4 hours to Miami Valley, and it turned out very well, right? It's about, 3 hours, I'm guessing, 2.5, 3 hours from Vernon to Megan's farm with a filly that's racing for the exact same amount of money that Coupe and Smoking Hot Irish Girl did in very, very similar situation. I think Cutie Cumber raced well her last start. She's clearly coming forward. Scotty was happy with her. Megan was happy with her. And to not take her to Vernon, I think, would be unfair to the filly. And my answer to Joel was simple. Joel is much like my wife, Amy, right? And I told him that in the email. Pessimistic's a strong word, but they would rather not be let down. And the easiest way not to be let down is to not get your hopes up too high. And for me, you guys know me, I'm an optimistic person, and I enjoy getting my hopes up high. And yes, it's going to break your heart, but it makes the highs higher, right? And to be fair to Joel and Amy and everyone out there like that, it does make the lows lower. It does hurt. But it's no way I want to go through life. I want to go through, we all got involved in horse racing, wanting to do great, right? Do good things. And it doesn't always work that way. But when it does work out, it feels fantastic. And that's what makes this game so enjoyable and keeps us coming back, right? Very, very happy with the way the horses are racing. I know we have our shortfalls, so to speak. We have our slips where the horses just don't race good for whatever reason, like Stomer Giacatti last night, but he'll bounce back. And, you have other horses coming in to race like Mo Power Baby, who ran twice in a row, was really giving us fits from afar. Once we got her back, I think we figured out the issue, rectified it, and she was amazing last night. And fits great in that class. Yeah, somebody could claim her, and go ahead. Fill your boots. She's going to win twice more in that class, and then we can decide where we're going to go with her. I think she can win twice more, if I'm not mistaken. For sure, once more. So, just a little early morning note. I mean, very, very excited about Isa 10's baby. Be excited if we could just get confirmation those 3 mares that we bred last week are in full. Get these last 2 bred and in full, that would make me extremely happy from the breeding sector portion of the stable.ca. From the racing side, this is a time year we're moving horses, we're buying horses. I am bidding on a couple of horses today. We are selling a horse today. We have entered 3 in the sale for Monday, and I got a couple of emails. A little frustrated, I guess, the sale of Cunning Connie, and I explained that to everybody, I believe as fairly as I could. Also, the sale of Landing Strip, explained that as best I could. And then for sales that have already taken place, we sold more than you know. Here's a horse that had 2 wins in 150 and 4, second in 150 and 4, almost guaranteed himself, I guess, probably did guarantee himself a berth in the Stallion Series final. Why would you sell him? Well, I'll tell you why. Because tomorrow we're going to race a little horse, a big horse named World for Two, who, by the way, we put in the sale for Monday. We're not giving him away. I suspect he's 3-2 morning line. I expect he'll be good for Tim in the Meadows, and if he is, great. If he's not, probably going to look to move him. Now, it's important. I want everybody to understand what took place there. We had an opportunity potentially to sell more than World for Two last year for decent money, and did not pursue it because he just won in 52 in the mud. He won a Stallion Series. Now, he's not as fast, nor was he ever as fast as More Than You Know, but very similar. We were offered less money. He wasn't quite as fast. So very, very similar situation. And we opted to push forward. Fast forward a year, he's got 3 wins and $48,000 made. And I always tell you guys, we need to learn from our mistakes. Now, there are going to be times More Than You Know might make $400,000 and have a mark of 48 in 3 years. I have no idea. But as soon as the situation arose, light bulb went off in my head. I think we saw this movie already once. I didn't really like the ending. So, we're not always going to make the right moves, right? You can't. But we try to mitigate our mistakes best we can. We try to lessen them as best we can. And, one second. Who's that, Jace? Where, right hind? I'll go down and watch her go. Just trying to keep an eye on all the babies that trained yesterday and see how they are. Oh, Snap Pew was a little pinchy on her right front. She was yesterday when she too. Just probably needs a little maintenance. Anyway, just trying to not make mistakes we made in the past, right? And those mistakes we did make in the past should be learning tools for us for the future. That goes for entering, that goes for racing, buying, selling. I'm always trying to learn. So, where did I put my code? I left it at home. That sucks. So a little talk for the morning. We got some horses racing tonight. Really excited about Brace for Landing. Really excited about all of our horses tonight. My 1% also. A little repeat from last week. Hopefully a good race from him. Better race from Brace. I suspect there will be. And onward and upward for the rest of the week. So Big Fred arrives today. Fred McDonald is here. My father is here. I believe James is picking him up at the airport. I'm going to meet him at home tonight, go to the races, spend some time with him, and then Saturday I have to leave. I'm off to Sandusky to watch Oliver play baseball. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Have a great day. It's a beautiful day. The sun is up. We had a good night last night. Soak it all in. We'll talk to you all very soon. Take care.